Okay, great. Good day, everyone, or good evening, wherever you are, and whatever the time is when you're listening to this tonight. I want to share something about problem solving. It was a training I did earlier today for a few minutes, and I felt it would be good if I capture this on Zoom so that I can get as many of the people that I usually train to listen to this and learn from this. My name is Adeolu Akinyemi. I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a nation builder, I'm a pastor. Uh, I'm a variety of things to different people. Essentially, I help people or coach them, people and organizations to achieve their next levels. I am an upgrade protocol expert. I basically help people change gears, change levels, achieve their next ranks, their next positions, whatever it is that you desire. I help people get to that next level. And today I'd like to talk about problem solving. Problems are things that we all have. Everybody has problems. Everybody faces challenges. And we just need to learn the skills for solving problems so that we can learn how to turn our problems into opportunities, and then we can get rewarded from the problems that we solve. But before I go very deep into what we want to talk about today, I want to ask a very sincere question. I'm sure you've heard a lot today, but nobody has really intended to hear the answer from you. And the question is, how are you? How are you honestly? How is your work? How is your life? How is your family? How are you? When I asked the people I asked in the class tonight, some people said I'm sad. They said I'm angry, I'm tired, I'm fed up. And people share different things about where they were. And today, you may not be able to interact with me listening to this, but I like you to know that I care. And if you ever are able to reach me on WhatsApp or reach me on Facebook or reach me on any of the channels that I'm constantly on, please feel free to answer me this question. I might be able to help. How are you? And if you can look around you and find people who are not looking as excited as they normally look, and ask them this same question as well. How are you? I think it's important when we're able to ask ourselves and listen empathically to say, how are you? Now, today I'm going to be talking about problems. And just so that you know that I'm qualified to talk about this topic, like every other normal human being, I've had a lot of problems in my life. Lots of problems. I have experienced what it means to be stranded in life and in a journey. I've traveled before. I didn't have enough money for any hotel, and I couldn't get to my destination. The vehicle I was using, I traveled with, packed up along the way at night around 10 p.m. And I needed to find somewhere in the middle of nowhere where I knew no one to sleep in. I know what it feels to be stranded. I know what it feels like to be broke. I've been broke, not once, not twice, a few times in my life. I've had the especially rare privilege of my wife delivering a baby, and I didn't have enough money to take care of our hospital bills. I know what it feels like to be broke, to have less than 20,000 naira to cater for yourself and 9 other people that are depending on you to make sure that things happen. I know what it feels like to do business and to be flat broke, to have no money to run business with, and to go from person to person trying to see who can loan you some money or give you some money for a while to do your business and with a plan to pay back. I have encountered problems of assets built over 5-6 years burnt down in one day. I've experienced what it feels like not to be able to pay your rent when you want to pay, when you're supposed to pay it. I know what it feels like to have all forms of challenges, to have to buy a property more than once, the same one, just because you've used it to pay debts before and you want to regain it back and you have to pay for it all over again. I know what it feels like to lose money and to have the worry, the concerns, the trepidations from all of these things. So problems are not unique to particular people, and the people who look like they're successful and they're doing well are not without their shares of problems as well. In fact, the bigger the head, the bigger the headache. So problems are normal, okay? Man is born to trouble as certainly as the sparks fly upwards. Man is born to trouble. So period. You will have problems. There will be challenges. You are not alone. So if you are here tonight and you're listening to this and you're going through any problems, I'd like to welcome you home and say to you that you are not alone. I feel you. I understand what you're going through. And today, if you pay attention, I can show you how to solve all your problems. What if I told you that all problems, no matter how complicated, no matter how difficult, no matter how bizarre, can be solved? The reason why we're still alive is because we solve the problems of yesteryears. Okay, problems are usually opportunities in disguise. Problems are feedback, letting you know that there's something here that can be done better. So tonight, I'd like you to pay attention to me, just a few slides. I want to share with you a sure key way of ensuring that you can solve any problem. And if after I've taught you this and you still want my help to help you solve your problem, I charge handsomely for this, but there's no problem that cannot be solved. By the gift of God's wisdom and grace, and by a very simple methodology that it takes experience to develop the capacity to do, you can learn how to solve problems. Now, the problem with having problems. There are a number of problems we have with having problems. The first problem I see that most problems have is that problem is how people see the problems. So one of the key things I advise people in problem solving is you need to see the problem differently. You need to redefine the problem. You need to identify what the key issues are. How you see the problem is the first problem. The second best challenge I see people have with problems is that many people see having a problem as a problem. That's a problem. Having a problem is not a problem. Having a problem is normal. Having a problem is what everybody is going to have. So don't see it as a problem. See it as a necessary part of life that is ushering you forward into the advancement that you deserve. So problems are not a problem. Don't see having a problem as one. Problems are natural and normal. They're actually giving you useful feedback to better a system or better a relationship. So for example, if my relationship with my wife has gotten better over the years, it's because we've had problems. Okay, those problems have led to us being able to solve them. In solving them, we've had the experience, and with the experience, we've had better marriages. So problems are natural, they're normal, they're indications that there's something around you that can be better. Okay, and that challenge people have with problems is people are, they see a problem, and all of a sudden what they're thinking about is solutions. They want to solve it as quickly as possible. Now, in the system, in the process, my process system of how problems are solved, problems are solved, solution is the last thing. Solution is not the first thing, it's the last thing. Now, the reason why people have problems is because they quickly want to dive into the problem and quickly solve it as quickly as they can. Solutions are not at the beginning, they're at the end. There are other processes you need to follow before you get to the solution. And of course, another thing with problems is people feel uncomfortable with problems. They feel, man, I have a problem, I'm uncomfortable, I want it to go away. Don't wish it away. See problems as something you can welcome. See them as a necessary part of your growth and your development. See problems as something you want to tackle and overcome. It's like an obstacle course. You need to get to the next level. It's like a computer game, okay? The better you're doing, the higher you're going, the more the complexity, the more the problems, the more you need to solve. And that's what you do all the way until you get the queen and all the coins. So you want to see problems as something that you don't want to run away from. You don't want to wish away. You want to welcome. And last but not the least, with your problems, don't look for somebody to blame. Take ownership. Owning the problem is usually the first step in solving the problem. So take ownership and say, you know what, if this is to be, it is up to me. What do I need to do today to ensure that this problem does not exist in my future? Now, there's a 5-step process to solving problems, and this is a rough cut one. It says define the problem. What exactly is the problem? Is there a problem? What is it? How significant is it? And then you analyze the problem, say what is really happening, what are the details, what are the key issues, and then you determine what to do. Have a plan of action, and you do this by exploring. You open your mind and say what are the things I can do, whether they are good ideas or not good ideas. What can I do to ensure that I can solve this problem? And then you implement an action plan, and then you evaluate progress and review. This is a simple model. And in order for it to be memorable, I have this ideal. I like this particular one. It says problem solving, you need an ideal. An ideal is I for identify, D for define, E for explore, A for action, and L for look back. Okay, so it's ideal. It's an ideals. It's not rocket science, it's ideal. Okay, it's just ideal. Identity, identify, define, explore, take action, and look back. And I'm going to spend a little time explaining each of these key elements. And I'm explaining each of these key elements because in a fuller course, we'll dive deep into them. We'll do case studies, we'll answer questions of particular problems of the class, and then we'll review together, and you'll see how amazing these models are in being able to solve what you've had as problems that have cost you thousands of millions of naira or even dollars can be solved by just applying these things and applying them well. So I'm going to take some time to help you define these risky parameters and what to look out for when you are identifying. Now, if this is going to work for you to solve your problem, and I'd like to hear your testimony, just try this. You can try this at home. Try this, get your testimony together, and let me have it, because this will help you solve plenty of problems if you work it out. So identify. The first thing you want to do is ask yourself, what is the problem and what are the sub-problems? So every problem is nested to a number of other problems. If I say my problem is that my wife is not talking to me, for example, I ask, what is the problem? Problem is I have offended her. Problem is I'm also not talking to her. Problem is I've done something I have not apologized for. Problem is, I can break it down into what the key problems are. I can try to identify what the problem is. I can, first of all, come with a long list of possible issues of, what are the sub-issues? What are the sub-issues? What do I want to achieve? I want resolution between myself and my wife. I want us not to quarrel again. I want us to be 5 and 6 again. I want to be able to ask her how far tonight, and she will not look at me with that corner eye. Okay? There's a goal, and there are barriers. The barrier usually is a problem. So I run a list of possible problems, and I don't assume I know the problem. I don't say, no, now, the problem is simple now. It's just that we're fighting now. No, don't assume that you know the problem. Analyze, do research, spend time identifying the problem. More often than not, what you think is the problem is just the leaf. It's not the roots. Okay, and many times we end up trying to solve problems by painting leaves. No amount of leaf painting will achieve what you can do by solving that root. So at the roots. So don't paint the leaves. Let's find out what the root cause is. Let's identify the real problem. And this is the template you can use to identify the problem. After you've identified the problem, you want to define. So at your end place, you want to be able to, in one statement, capture what exactly is this problem. Structure out the problem in a statement. And of course, in doing this, you need to ask yourself, who are the interest areas? Who are the people that are interested? Who are the interests? So be clear about the interest, because problems come from interest. I want something, somebody else wants something else. And that can be what creates a conflict. Okay, so be clear about the interest and then structure it out into a problem statement that captures all the key issues and says, this is the problem. Problem is communication has broken down in our relationship. We are not talking to each other. So we need to we need to meet, apologize. I need to apologize where I need to apologize. I know she's also hurt and she wants me to apologize first. I need to define what the problem is. The problem is communication has broken down in our relationship and we need to restore communication. So my wife is not talking to me, I and my wife are fighting, or my wife abused me, and all of those key things are distilled until we can define them as a problem. Now, once you define as a problem, the next thing you want to do is explore. What are you exploring? You're exploring solutions. What can I do about this? I can buy her chocolates. Okay, that's not a very good idea, but at this point, it doesn't matter whether the idea is good or not. What you want to do is you want to throw in as many ideas as possible in the exploration space. You can even get somebody else involved to say, what do you think? If your wife had this challenge with you, what will you do? So I'll buy her ice cream. Oh, okay, good. I'll buy her pizza. Okay, I'll make out time for us to meet and I'll say I'm sorry. Or I'm going to do this, and then use that to break the ice. Whatever. Generate options, get access to others at this place if you want, brainstorm. Don't judge any idea. You are in the exploration phase. And you know what exploration is? Just go there, dive in, dig deep, look for oil. If it's not there, pull out, go somewhere else again. You are exploring. So come up with a list of possibilities, a list of possible, what's possible. Just go on with that list. And then once you've explored, you want to now take action. So you want to take all that you've put together. You want to begin to now systematically analyze them and identify a course of action. At this point, you want to judge. You want to make decisions, which is a good idea, which is not a good idea, which one do you want to abandon, which one do you want to keep. You check through those key elements, decide the action plan. And at this point, you want to come together with a proactive implementation plan. So you want to be able to come up with something that says, if I follow this and I follow this and I follow this, that problem that I saw will be resolved this way. Okay, so you want to come up with a proactive plan that says, what I need to do is send an SMS during the day, send SMS like 1 hour notification to my wife before I get home, just saying, I'm just checking up on you. I'm saying, how are you? I'm already breaking down the barriers so that when we get home in the evening, I'm going to meet with her at 7 o'clock. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to bring food already so she's not going to have time to cook. I'm going to bring the food home. And then we're going to sit down together and I'll say, I want us to sit down together to eat. And while we're eating, I'm going to start the topic. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do. Have a proactive plan in place of how you want to solve that problem now and how you want to solve it ongoing. And once you've had your plan of action, then essentially you want to look back. Okay, so you look back after all is done and ask yourself, how did that go? Was I able to solve the problem? Is there something else that propped up that I need to put into consideration and put back into my what I've designed in how I want to do things? Or have I been successful? Can I just look back and evaluate and say, okay, this is good. How can I make it better? So you look back. Okay. And once you have that methodology, and this is what I'm just giving you is, just bullet points to get an idea of what the ideal is and how it works. But that's not all. A few skill sets you are going to also need in being able to solve problems. You need to learn how to research. You need to learn how to analyze, how to set goals, how to manage your resources and your time, how to personally lead yourself, how to make decisions, how to maximize creative and logical thinking, communication skills, and people skills. These are all skill elements that will be trained in a fuller course that we'll do on problem solving. And no matter where you are, whether you're in a company, your career, you're doing business, you're a church, you will solve problems. You're a parent, you will need to learn how to solve problems. You will need to gain expertise in solving problems, in mastering how to take complex issue and demystify it. And you're going to be able to use this for somebody else as well. So people are going to come to you and they're going to say, I have this problem, and then you say, you know what, let's sit down, take a sheet of paper and say, tell me, what can the problem be? Can we try to identify what the problems are? Tell me, let's go. Is that a real root cause? Let's do a root cause analysis. Ask yourself, what caused this? Why is this? Why? Ask why, until you get an analysis of all the key elements of what might be the problem. Then define and say, you know what, let's look at this very critically and be able to summarize in one sentence or in one paragraph what exactly is the problem that we want to solve. And then I can go into exploring possible solutions. I can take action on very clear ones. We have an action plan. And then look back and see how it's going on as well. Now, if you've listened to this and you are interested in learning more, you want to become an expert and add value to others, first of all, you can take the Upgrade Protocol Problem Solving Expert Model. That is a model in the Upgrade Protocol that focuses strictly on problem solving. And then you can have a personal session with me for about 3 hours. Of course, I charge well, because if your problem is not big, please don't see me about it. Okay, I specialize in big business problems. And if you have a personal problem, this one is like a giveaway. I have a 1-hour package where I can sit down together with you, and then we can look at the problem together and solve them together. And the bigger the problem, and if you come with a small problem, it's not a big deal as well, because once you learn how to solve small problems, you can apply them to bigger scenarios as well. Okay, so these are the courses that are being offered. If you'd like to, get involved with this, you want to get in touch with me. Okay, my WhatsApp number is 0803 722 8919. 0803 722 8919. Let me write down somewhere there so I can have a look at it. That's my WhatsApp number. And the idea is you can reach me. And let me see how I can add value, how I can help you ensure that your goals can be met. Thank you very much again for listening to me tonight. I wanted to do this video so that somebody can learn. I hope it has been helpful. Please put a like, put a thumbs up somewhere there. Share with friends, subscribe, and encourage me to see if I can do more of this. God bless.